Hello guys, very good morning. Uh, Today morning I was thinking of discussing or sharing one thing which is happening in a crypto space. So that this discussion I have confined this discussion to our Indian context only. Uh, and the second thing is the agenda of this discussion is that future or current market trend of crypto industry or crypto for that sake that blockchain industry. And second thing relates to Indian market. So as we know that for last 10 or 12 days we have means I have been observing the market closely, all the international exchanges, all the crypto, almost all the cryptocurrencies, newer or the oldest Bitcoin. Uh, in almost all the market, all the exchanges across the globe, they're dropping drastically. And since all the currencies are dropping, so do that entire market. And the leader, the Bitcoin, I mean that is driving that movement. So now, I mean, from investment point of view, first thing before saying anything further, my usual disclaimer that this is my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor, and this is my opinion. And before making any kind of investment, even a single penny, if you invest, then do your homework, do your research, and don't trust my words blindly. So so now, coming back to that our discussion. So since the market is dropping drastically, so from investment point of view, what a investment point of view, and from a point of view of trading, from a point of view of a trader, whether it's a day trader or I mean trader. So for doing anything you need environment. For doing anything need environment. You need your tools. Using that, you do certain task, you complete certain task. So here in India, I mean, since the market, if you read a trader's mind, or if you try to read an investor's mind, then what actually, in my view, what actually they look for, uh, they look for certain movement in market, whether it's a positive movement or a negative movement. They are least bother about that, but they expect movement. The time, the movement, such kind of variation or movement in the prices, uh, they observe such kind of movement, upward or downward, they start doing their task. That in my view, that's their mindset. They're not a if they're investing, then they're ready to, or they're trading, then those people are having back of their mind, they are ready to take risk, rather calculated risk. So, but the one thing that when it comes to environment, again, I simplify that by saying that for doing any task, for accomplishing any task, even if you want to prepare a cup of coffee for you, for yourself, or for your family, for that matter. So you need coffee, you need milk, means you need different components, different ingredients to complete your assigned task at your hand. So here, in case of trading or investment, their mindset is their first, and that they are ready to take risk. That's their mindset. They are firm believer in that. Second thing is they need movement in the market. They are least bother about whether it's going up or down. They least bother about that. So that's the mindset. So now when it comes to platform, when it comes to providing infrastructure environment for all those guys who are interested in trading and investment, the platforms, 4 or 5 platforms, I will not be naming anyone. This conversation, I'm not here to say that this is good, this is bad, but my intention is just to share what I have observed in past 7 or 10 days. In past 7 or 8 days, I tried doing something. I tried exploring something. I tried doing the other. I tried investing in the market because I thought of I thought it's a high time to invest in, and I'm not the only one who is having such kind of mindset. There are millions who are thinking in that direction. But when it comes to India or countries like India, where, where, where uh, this blockchain or for the blockchain or cryptocurrencies are not getting so far till now. Future, what lies in future, I cannot say, I cannot predict. But so far they are not accepting that there are certain fear which is spreading in the market among the people. So and second thing is government policies. Government here in India, back here in India, government is not completely accepting that cryptocurrencies as a legal tender, and they wanted to regulate that. Some kind of announcement has already been made by our finance ministry in budget. But the point is point is if you want to do something, okay, you have made up your mind that I want to do something, so do it. There should be a time frame. You need to accomplish that task within the given time frame. It should not be the case that you keep on saying and doing nothing. And especially government. So now, when it comes to vendors, when it comes to exchanges here in India, there are 4 or 5 exchanges. Again, I reiterating that I am not naming anyone, and I am not supposed to name anyone. Everyone is good and everyone is bad in their respective features. So, but when you compare those platforms here in India with the platforms provided by international overseas vendors, then we find that these platforms provided here in India are not at par with their standards. They are saying, the Indian vendors are saying that the name of their application or their platform, they have they have advertised that, or they have told everyone that this is your crypto trading space. You can, using this platform, you can trade in that market. But question is it the right thing to advertise? Because first reason behind why I'm saying this, because many of the apps, most of the apps which they have created or developed for their need, they are not at par with the international standards. Or like again, when it comes to international overseas vendors or international vendors like Bitfinex, Coinbase, Poloniex, Bittrex, they are from different countries, but the kind of environment they are providing, that kind of environment is needed for trading, but that is not here in India. Second thing, second thing, the the currencies, as we know that till now, I mean till date, till now we have almost I will not be giving you the exact figure because I do not know the exact figure, but almost 1600 plus crypto coins are there in market. And I mean only, and second thing is that ICOs. Every day almost 30 ICOs are getting launched across the globe. So out of 1600, the currencies which we can trade back here in India is only 4 or 5. First concern of mine is this: 4 or 5. Second thing is, they are not providing infrastructure again, or infrastructure or environment to trade in ICOs, because they have not brought in. And now, when you contact those vendors, then they say, okay, I mean, we will be coming back, coming those currencies very soon, very soon, very soon. Very soon means what? How soon? It's been, I mean, because I have been closely following them, and I have been following them for asking that okay, if this currency or this coin, when they are going to bring it here in India, or when they are going to bring it within their platform, so that people could trade. They have been saying that okay, in February or March, in April. So, but they're not sure about. And the second point, they are talking about that okay, I mean, because, since the government is going to regulate this industry, so we are waiting for that regulation. So these the government regulation, the fear, how the market will be going in, how which direction the market will take. That is, there is a fear factor among people. Because of that, the people are going out, means going out of that industry. And because if the buyers are going out of that industry, means that market is directly going to be affected by that movement. If you will not be finding any buyer, then how the market will run? And this is not the case with India only. Many countries across the globe, they are not supporting, or they are not accepting, or they are not endorsing that currency wholeheartedly. That's good. I mean, they have their own reason. They have their own valid reasons, rather. So I don't want to get into that valid reason, but they have their own valid reasons. But my point is, whatever is the case, that there should be a time frame. There should be a time frame within which, I mean, this regulation needs to be completed, and government must come up with those dates and timing. Because for any market, this kind of uncertainty, I will say uncertainty, not a fear factor, it's uncertainty. Uncertainty is not good for any market. So this is from Indian context. This is the pain which I have been experiencing for last 10 or 15 days. So I thought of sharing that. I'm not I'm not I'm not feeling good. Feeling good in the sense, I'm feeling helpless or helpless. I want to trade, but I am not getting that environment. So if when I explored all the vendors here in India, means in our domestic market. So when I found that okay, no, the kind of thing which I want to do, or people like me, they want to do with this market. If that is not being provided by our Indian market, then why not go to some overseas vendors? Because it's online, so you can do your transaction using internet. So I tried doing that. I explored that. I went to many vendors platform. Like first, I will name one, like Coinbase, one of the largest, one of the biggest exchange, and not exchange, a platform, or one of the oldest platform, and one of the stable platform in this space. But when I tried doing that, when I tried buying certain things, they are saying the first message which is flashing there, that they are not operating here in India. They are not operational here in India. Why? Why I don't want to get into that. Don't. Why? Maybe because of government restrictions, because they are foreign entities. So doing business in India, or for in any other country, for foreign companies, there are many procedures. So maybe because of that. This is not the case with Coinbase only. Then I went to some other vendors. They are top guys. There also I experience such kind of thing. They are not operational. The first thing which are flash, which they are flashing, they are not operational. And again, I'm repeating that this is not the case with India only. There are many countries, they are not supporting that. Uh, so so how justified is it? How justified? Uh, because of delay in regulation or um, delay in regulation, I will say, the delay in regulation, delay in regulating the market or understanding the market by the government uh, is actually hampering hampering the task which a trader or investor wants to do with any trading platform. So, in my view, I mean, the government must come up with those regulation, or at least they should come up with a time frame. If they come up with a time frame that okay, they need 6 months time from now, or a year time from now, or 2 days time from now, then that certain time frame will bring confidence back in market, bring investors confidence back in market. And the second suggestion of mine is, if till the time if they are going to take longer time, if they are going to take longer time, because I have full faith in my existing government, present government. I'm not saying that I don't have faith in that. I have full faith under the leadership of Mr. Modi. But the point, my point is, uh, a time frame must be given, which will bring investors confidence. And if they are going to take longer time, then in between, during this period, foreign overseas trading must be allowed here in India. Because if you are taking time in regulating, then for that span of time, allow overseas vendors to operate here in India, so that the advantage of doing that is that money will be flowing back in India, or money will be not flowing out of India. Our domestic money, if our INR will not be going out of India, if they allow, or if they ease their rules and regulations to certain extent for our domestic vendors as well. If they allow our domestic vendors to operate the way they want, and setting those rules and regulations aside for some time until they come up with a concrete regulation or concrete rule and regulation. Then the plus side of this is that the market which is flowing, the money which is flowing out of India, or which is going out of India, that will remain here in Indian market only, and that is good for the economy, overall economy. So that's my suggestion, and that's the point which we need to think of. Third thing is, now then I went to some I doing thought of doing trade using my credit card. Then now that is not the case. That is not specific to India only. What happened that across the globe, many top banks, because of this uncertainty or fear, or uncertainty rather, uncertainty from government side, which are spread from among that investors or traders or people, I will say, among people, because of that, many of top banks, they have banned rather trading in crypto market using credit card, like Bank of America, I mean JP Morgan, I will say JP Morgan, one of the largest, one of the oldest. They have stopped that. They have banned that. So even this is a blockade. Now, fourth point is which I observe in terms of overseas vendors. facilities provided. Now, what is happening because of concentration, because of concentration of exchanges at a particular location. Like most of the exchanges are from US or Europe, or some are from China and that Hong Kong, but most of them are from US and Europe. Now, what is happening? Many countries, almost I will say in terms of percentage, I will say that 80% or 90%, 90%, I will say 90% of the countries of they are in a state of confusion whether to accept it, or to completely, how to accept it, to what level they want to accept. So because of this confusion, what is happening, that money is flowing, because now the people like me, if I have money, and if I'm getting that, if I'm seeing opportunity to multiply my money, then why will not why will I keep my money in pocket, or why will I keep my money in locker? I will try to multiply my money, the value of money. So so what is happening, there are people like me all across the globe. So what is happening, that by some means, as I said earlier, that there are many platforms, overseas platforms, they are not operational here in India, or for that matter in any other country, XYZ country. But there are few, although their numbers are few, but there are some vendors, and I'm exploring that also, and I'm doing small little transactions there also. But again, doing transaction from using their platform, the movement, the shifting of money from one place to another place across the border. There are certain transaction fees, or there are certain fees which are associated with that. And when you calculate all those, when you do your math, calculating all those fees, then they are considerable amount. There, considerable amount of money you pay, no, not amount of, a considerable percentage of money you pay uh, in doing all these kind of things. So there are certain vendors, overseas vendors, which are operational here in India, and using their platform you can trade the way you want, and they are supporting almost all the currencies, all the coins, plus they are supporting ICOs as well. So that's good. But the negative side is negative side is negative side is that the transaction fees associated with that, those movements of money. Now what is happening, since the concentration of exchanges are lying there in one corner of the world, like most of the exchanges are from US or Europe. So what is happening? Money is flowing from one continent to another continent, or for one country to another country. So the concentration of money, like okay, if I'm trading using, as for example, and again, I will not be naming that. As for example, ABC vendor using their platform, and ABC vendor is located there in US or Europe. Then first step would be, I would transfer my that money, or means my INR, my conventional money, my INR or my paper money, or my crypto coins from my domestic market, that is India here, to their account, which is there in US. So shifting movement of money from from India to America, that 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 is, there is fee associated with that. But when it comes to economy, that is a fee associated with that is up to the investor to decide. In this case, for me to decide whether I am ready to pay that amount or not. That is for me. But from overall economical point of view, from overall economy of India, that is not a good sign. That is not a good sign, because money is flowing. Your money, Indian money, is going to US. So all these hurdles can be eliminated, because if we have problem, then we need to find a solution. So in my view, the problem to this solution is solution to this problem is uh, leniency. One must be lenient for some time until they come up with a framework concrete framework within which they want this industry to operate. Till that time, till that time, till that time, government must be lenient towards whom? Towards domestic exchanges plus towards our domestic investors or traders. We should not be like China. We are a democratic country. So China is banning completely. China is completely banned. If, from Indian perspective, the government has not completely banned. They are planning to regulate, but they are not going to completely ban that. So, in my view, we should be flexible enough flexible enough for what? Flexible enough to utilize the current movement in the market, current movement in the particular crypto space. So that's my view. That's my view, and I don't know when because till now we do not have that time frame published by government. So we are waiting for that, and what else we can do? But again, like there are many questions which come up in mind. That again, if we are right from the very beginning, government is saying that we are supporting digital India. We want to digitize everything. X Y Z. Many announcements which have been made, and when the opportunity is here, when we are seeing the opportunity, then because of XYZ factor, they are delaying that, and I am afraid that delay in that taking decision may cost us in future in terms of return on your investment. As I said that okay, you can if you want to do overseas transactions, then you can do here in India by using certain platforms, overseas platforms. But those fees associated with all those transactions are considerable. So I want to save that. For that matter, means you do not want to waste your money in paying unnecessary fee. So that's the point, and I need your opinion on that. So please write your comments on that. So I will keep you updating on all these as soon as I come across some newer things from Indian perspective. Because now I am focusing on India. Because now focusing on Indian, not India, in Indian crypto space. Uh, because I'm fed up paying all those transaction fee, or for that matter, for whatever name whatever name they call it by, and those fees are considerable. So I need your opinion and feedback here. So thank you.